Hello and welcome to another edition of Neighborhood News. Today I am here with our Chief Financial Officer. We have Mark Charvat in the building. Hi, Mark.
Hello, Jadra. Good to see you today.
Good to see you too. It's nice to be able to see everybody's faces, even though we're on Zoom. Okay, so moving right into your questions that we're going to talk about today. Tell us how Neighborhood Alliance receives the funding that enables us to provide these essential services to the community.
Well, very simply, it focuses, we get our money on two main streams, public funding and private funding. And that sounds very simplistic and very generic, and I'll explain a little bit what that means. By public funding, I mean government support. We receive government support through federal dollars, through state dollars, through local dollars, and I'll talk a little more about that. And then the other side is our private support, which comes primarily from private foundations, some corporate giving, and of course, individuals who make contributions directly to Neighborhood Alliance. And finally, special events are a great source of funding for us as well. So it's really through those two sources. The bulk of our funding comes from the public money, from the government dollars. And that takes the form of either, direct support that flows right to Neighborhood Alliance, through the Fed, the state, or local, or oftentimes we work in partnership with other agencies and receive funding, as a source through them. For example, our Haven Center, which is our shelter in Lorain, we have a direct grant through the state of Ohio, which underwrites pretty much the bulk of the operations there at Haven Center. So that money comes directly to Neighborhood Alliance. Our application, goes directly to the state. We interact with the state as far as reporting and all that. And then a good example of working with other agencies is our senior nutrition. We have a contract with a partner agency where they receive federal dollars through food programs, and then that is able to flow down through us for the services that we provide, as of course we provide, so many home delivered meals in Lorain County. So the money, the public money flows that way. Privately, the foundations, we get a good bit of support through private foundations. And the process with that is we have a fund development department. We have a wonderful, very talented grant manager who handles these things. And she puts together applications according to our needs to different foundations that would consider supporting us. And, through that whole process, we'll put through an application, supply the foundation with a budget and a narrative of what we're going to do with that funding. And more often than not, they will say yes, and we will get a grant, either an annual grant, sometimes it's multi-year or things like that, through foundation support. And like I said, a wonderful way is directly with the individuals in the community who can contribute directly to Neighborhood Alliance, either through monetary contributions, or what oftentimes is overlooked is the gift of time through volunteer support, or material gifts, donating clothing, food, things like that directly to the organization. So that's primarily how we get our support.
Excellent. That was a long answer.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So it looks like, we get a lot of money, public money. So how does that present challenges and limitations?
What's interesting is a lot of the public money is really focused on the here and now, day-to-day operations, and oftentimes it's backward looking. And by that, and I'll refer back to the Haven Center, is the money that we're receiving right now is based upon an application to them and a budget that was submitted to them last summer. So last summer, we took a snapshot of what we thought our funding needs would be for 2021, and they they agreed to fund all of that, but obviously a lot has changed since then, and a lot continues to change. So oftentimes you're limited in that there's new challenges, there's new needs in the community that come up that maybe your funding is not able to support at that time. So oftentimes you're limited to that degree, and also you're limited in the aspect of the government money is focused on mostly operations, the day-to-day things that you need to do to run the programs that you offer. It oftentimes does not account for the longer term big picture needs, things like buildings or equipment or vehicles. And for that, you have to really look for other sources. Oftentimes they will not cover things like that. So that's where really you're limited in that way.
Okay, so how do we address some of these gaps and on capitalizing on these new opportunities?
Well, the best way is through individual private contributions. Neighborhood Alliance serves many needs in Lorain County, through our Haven Center and senior nutrition programs with home delivered meals, our child care centers, and people can contribute to that. If you feel very moved by what we do and you feel an affinity with the work that we do, you are more than welcome to send a tax-deductible contribution to Neighborhood Alliance. Feel free to do that. We never say no. So that is one way that you can really, we meet those, we plug those gaps. And in the past year, private foundations have stepped up in an incredible way to meet some of our long-term equipment needs. This past year, we saw through a combination of about 4 different foundations, we were able to purchase 4 new vehicles for our senior nutrition. We pretty much overhauled the vehicles that deliver these home delivered meals. If you can't get the meals to our senior friends, what good are they, right? So vehicles are very important. And through the whole grant application process, a number of foundations really stepped up and did a wonderful job. So those are the ways you look and you fill the gaps.
And we do have a very exciting new fundraiser coming up. Well, it's not new. We've had it going for the last couple of years, but we did have to change the platform of it to virtual. Our neighborhood walk. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how that fundraising money helps impact the agency?
Oh, yeah. Events are a wonderful way to raise support and give individuals the opportunity to connect with our organization in a unique way where they can, join us on a virtual walk or other events and meet, the people here at Neighborhood Alliance and really get to know our organization and feel like they're a part of something. So events like our walk coming up, which, correct me if I'm wrong, April 24th, 10 a.m., correct? And it's virtual this year. Eventually we'll get back to in person and that'll be fun, but we have a lot of fun virtually as well. But that's just a great opportunity for individuals to participate. There's various sponsorships that people or companies can do to help support the walk and the organization. And once again, individual contributions, through money or your volunteer time, or through donations of material goods directly to our for that walk, so and other events. But they're really neat ways to have fun, get to know Neighborhood Alliance, and really just create awareness in the community of all the wonderful things that the organization does. So really, I want to encourage everybody to put down April 24th, 10 a.m. on your calendar. It's done virtually. You sign on. It's through Facebook Live. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're the expert on this. You're the person making it all happen. And basically, you can register, sign on. You'll get your T-shirt and such, and you could fill in the details and walk about your neighborhood and share the experience through video up to Facebook or pictures or things like that. Our CEO Alicia Foss will be doing a Facebook Live stream, I believe, to kick things off. So it's a very fun event. So I really want to encourage everyone to participate.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate you joining us today for this episode of Neighborhood News. For any of our supporters or donors or businesses that want to find out more about the walk, that information is available on our website. It's www.myneighborhoodalliance.org. You can also follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. We're on all the social sites at My Alliance NEO. Again, thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you later. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
See you later. Bye. Take care.